Hey, have you ever heard of Dungeons and Dragons? Yeah, that game everyone swears is a life changer. But you've somehow never actually tried it? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to drag you into the wildest D&D adventure you've ever had. And trust me, it's way crazier than you're imagining. So, I've always been that person on the sidelines. You know, hearing my friends tell these insane stories like, so, we were entering this cave, and there was an ogre guarding some treasure. I seduced him and we eloped. And I'm just sitting there thinking, hold up, what? You can do that. It sounds bonkers, right? Well, I thought so too, but life has a funny way of throwing you into things. Out of nowhere, I get a message. And guess who it's from? Charlie, our dungeon master, the guy who's about to ruin my life. In the absolute best way possible. The message says, hey, I'm starting a D&D campaign with Alfred and Rono. You in? And obviously, I said yes. How could I not? I'm about to dive headfirst into a fantasy world with some of the coolest people I know. What could possibly go wrong? Let's fast forward to the game itself. Picture this. A mystical forest. An ancient, massive oak tree. The kind of lush, green place that looks like it's been ripped straight out of a fairy tale. We, the adventurers, find ourselves in a tavern called the Old Oak, surrounded by creatures of every imaginable kind. And my character, I'm playing a cat with a variety of musical instruments, just chilling casually, sipping on some milk, and looking for a dragonborn. The vibe is super relaxed. At first, then, things take a very sudden, very weird turn. Out of the blue, my NPC friend Paul leans in and tells us he's trapped in a time loop. Yeah, you heard that right. He's like, hey, I've been living the same day over and over again. I'm stuck here because of my neighbor, Thomas. Can you help me break the loop? I was not prepared for that level of wildness. I mean, we just sat down. Before we can even begin to wrap our heads around Paul's time loop dilemma, bam! A sheep crashes through the tavern window, causing absolute chaos. I mean, total, utter chaos. It's charging around, knocking over tables, sending drinks flying, and guess what? It's holding a scroll in its mouth. Paul grabs it and reads it out loud. And then, the sheep talks. It literally talks. Turns out, this sheep used to be a man named Lop, who was cursed into a sheep's body by an evil wizard. Yeah, and he needs our help to turn back into a human. So, naturally, we agree to go on an adventure to help him. At this point, I had no idea how I got here, but I was in way too deep to back out now. So there we are, walking through the forest, dodging aggressive boars, when I spot a cute little turtle. I try to pick it up and pocket it. You know, for a little travel companion, only to find out it was just a rock. A turtle-shaped rock. Classic me. Right. Anyway, we eventually stumble upon this strange stone door with a giant face carved into it. You've seen these things in every fantasy movie, right? The classic riddle door. Of course, so we start solving the riddles barely solving them. And here's the fun part. The door had a little twist. If we answered a riddle wrong, we'd have to face a super fun life or death situation. No pressure at all, right? After some intense fighting, a few near-death experiences, and a lot of questionable decisions, we find ourselves face to face with a giant clay monster. At this point, I'm just sitting there wondering if D&D ever has a chill moment. Spoiler alert, it does not. While all this madness is unfolding, a part of me is thinking, why did I sign up for this? But then it hits me. I'm loving every second of it. The thrill, the chaos, the friendship, it's all there. The ridiculous jokes, the epic battles, the bizarre creatures, it's all coming together to create this unforgettable experience. But there's another twist. We learn that our so-called archenemy, a guy named Mark Thompson, has been the villain all along. This guy, who has apparently gotten way too comfortable with dark wizardry, shows up just to taunt us. Plot twist. He's the one who caused all this madness in the first place. A course had lap. He trapped Paul in the time loop, All of it. Naturally, we're ready to take him down. But things don't go quite as planned. We fight. We fail spectacularly. We mess up a lot. But guess what? We don't stop. We press forward, armed with sheer determination and a whole lot of weird tactics. At one point, we tried pretending to be Mark's ex-wife, to distract him, and believe it or not, it kind of worked. But I won't spoil the entire ending for you. We finally get to the final showdown, and it is pure, unadulterated chaos. Paul's axe is malfunctioning, Lop the sheep man is throwing daggers, and the rest of us are just trying to dodge everything flying through the air. And against all odds, we take Mark down. We actually save the day. Yes, we are victorious. And just when you think the story is over, guess what? It isn't. The group walks off into the sunset, the heroes of the day. But there's one last twist hanging in the air. Was I really the hero of this story? Or was I just a confused cat person who got dragged along for the ride? And that is the story of how I finally played Dungeons & Dragons and survived the absolute wildest campaign ever. But hey, I'm not done. You want to see more of these crazy adventures, right? Well, you've got to stick around. Go ahead and subscribe, drop a comment, and share this with your friends if you want more insane stories like this one. Also, I have to know, what is the weirdest thing that has ever happened to you in a D&D game? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep rolling those dice and, try to stay out of time loops. Cheers to endless adventures.